Okay, so honest reaction after watching Picard season 2. I just gotta say, what the flying fuck is up with this creative team and the writing? Like, it's garbage. It's god awful. This whole season was awful. Compared to season 1, it was much better, but still, the writing just fell flat. This show should have been trimmed down to maybe 2 or 4 episodes. You really could have made a movie, honestly. There was so many subplots. I just don't understand. I don't get Q's thing, his goal with all this. I'm trying to dissect what happened in the very beginning of season 2 when the bomb went off and the anomaly. The Borg Queen was there. And so Q grabbed everyone. But how did he know which ones to grab or select? Did he watch season 1 of Picard and say, oh, this is the cast, I'll grab them? And then they wake up in an alternate present day future. So at that same time, Q went back into the past and kept Renee Picard from doing her mission. Is that what I'm understanding? I don't get it. I'm just so lost. So he wanted Picard to not be lonely, to be inclusive, to allow people into his life. He didn't want him to die that way. It's like Picard, to me, was a fully realized character, pretty much. You had 7 seasons of him on TNG, and you had, the 4 movies? 4 movies, right? Generations, First Contact, Insurrection, Nemesis. 4 movies, yes. Sorry. I had to count on my fingers because, yeah, that's how I am. I'm just so lost. I'm so lost. My brain's broken from thinking about the point of this whole season. And Girardi becoming the queen, that's great. I prefer that over Picard's mom, which is garbage. I'm sorry. That whole plot was garbage. We could have just done without it. It changed canon. And I know they did away with, oh, I always imagined her as an old lady offering me tea. It's like, I wanted to chat, right? Not believable. It's not believable. Not believable at all. And Q, through Tapestry and other episodes, he was able to show Picard and crew what they needed to do, or how they should change or evolve or whatever. And then he chose to die. Q is choosing to move on and die. How does that work? He has his powers back, but he didn't in the past. Why? Like, I thought it was a continuum saying, hey, you need to back off what you're doing. This is not allowed. But then he gets his powers back. Why did he get his powers back? How did he get his powers back? Because Picard set the time straight? And I can't believe his ancestor made that much of a difference from her discovery. If she hadn't gone, wouldn't have someone else made that same discovery? And the Watcher, which I did like them utilizing Gary 7, that whole mythos that they never were able to bring to a TV show like they tried with the backdoor pilot in Star Trek, Simon Earth. I liked all that. But again, kind of messed it up. And skipping forward, it was nice to see Wesley Crusher again. I was happy to see him again. And I didn't entirely mind his recruitment of Soon's daughter. Her name escapes me right now. But he It's like they tried to retcon the Travelers into what Gary 7 was, and I don't think those are the same thing. He didn't exactly say that. Like, he didn't say, hey, we've got a vacancy now. We've lost one of our agents, and we have her place, and you can make it yours and have all our tech and all that stuff. Maybe that's what they're doing. He didn't say that, though, so leads me to believe it could be a separate organization. I am confused, though, because the Traveler in TNG could just appear and disappear. You didn't need a transporter. Wesley is different. They transported. Where do they transport to? Does he have a ship? Just things I just don't understand. And for everyone out there, like, who has the answers, I apologize if you're screaming at this and like, it's this, it's that, duh. This is my fresh take on what I saw. And I'm just so disappointed in this new creative team. They have dropped the ball yet again. And those first 2 episodes are pretty solid. And from what I heard, that writer who did those first 2 episodes, they moved him to season 3. Kiva Goldsman supposedly took over for a lot of the writing duties, which is not a good track record right now with him. And I did see Strange New Worlds. And I gotta say, that was a breath of fresh air after seeing Picard season 2 finale. There's issues I have with it, but that's for another video. This is about Picard. So, yeah, I'm so upset. And I don't want to be. I love Star Trek. I don't like New Trek much. I really don't. I like that they have a bigger budget. It's just sad that they don't have the same creative team involved. And I know for Picard season 2 and 3, they brought back Doug Drexler and I think the Akutas. So the designing elements of the ships and stuff looks great. It does. But you need more to bring back the Trek we all loved and cared for. You need the writers. And you don't have all those pieces, unfortunately. It takes more than just visual looking things to make the difference. And it's just sad that
Sorry, I don't understand.
You don't have to understand. I don't understand either. It's just sad that Patrick Stewart, I'm still hopeful season 3 is going to be good. Bringing all the cast back. I don't know how Brent Spiner is going to be brought back. If it's going to be like a hologram Data, which I think would be kind of cool. The comics have done some really cool things with Data, which I hope they had honored. You know, there's a great comic where Geordi is the captain of Enterprise G, maybe, or something like that. And it's basically run by Data. The whole computer system is Data, and every officer is Data. I think that's super cool. And I think that would have been cool for Rios with his holograms. That was just... They introduced some cool ideas. They didn't follow through. They didn't utilize what they had entirely. It just fell short. And I just feel like it's either the writers are super rushed, which is possible, or they're just not cut out to do good sci-fi, good Star Trek. They're just not. And I'm really tired of New Trek being violent. That was one of the things that bothered me, you know, when Strange New Worlds was coming, when you play it and it shows like this contains this, that violence was there. And I'm like, man, that's not Star Trek. It really isn't. There is violence, but geez, just to make that a selling point. And I don't know. This new Star Trek is just, it's not good. It's not good. It's a cover band. It's a cover band that borrows popular elements from the actual band that made the hits. They can sing the songs, but they themselves did not create the songs. and therefore they can't create new songs, if that makes sense. It's just window dressing, sadly. It just is. And Strange New Worlds is beautiful. It is super beautiful. I love it. I love the look of it and everything. Sadly, it's just not canon to me. It's not. Like, the creative team just dropped the ball again. Like, it would have been more creative to take those old sets and those looks and modernize them in a way that still would please old fans and new fans. What I mean by that is same uniforms, but make the material a little bit more attractive, put a little more money into it. And the sets, maybe give it a little lighter coat of paint. Very, very little tweaks. And of course, there's system readouts, because we didn't really see a lot of that on the show in the beginning or originally. So you could totally add those in too. Buttons and stuff. There's a lot to play around with, but these new people just want to do their own thing, and that's great. But when you're working on something that's already been established, you have to respect that and really abide by that. Unless you're doing a future piece to that, which you can go all out and change things all you want. But if you're going back to the past, you're going to screw things up a lot if you're not respecting the looks and characterizations of classic characters that came before. And that's just what they've done. They basically have remade things backwards. It makes no sense to me. It's just frustrating. But hey, I'll still watch Strange New Worlds. But I treat it as a remake. I don't treat it as a reboot this time. I just don't. I'm sorry. And it pains me to say all this, but it's just, in the beginning, I drank the Kool-Aid when Discovery came out. I did. And even the JJ films. And I still like 09 a lot. I drank the Kool-Aid. And it just started tasting bad. And I was done. And of course, it took other people's analysis to help me come to that conclusion. Because I was just kind of like turning my brain off. And you shouldn't do that with Star Trek. You shouldn't have to. Like, this new writing to me that's what it's all about. It's, you don't need to understand. Here's some gobbledygook, blah, 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 blah. We'll throw some terminology in there you're going to buy and believe in. And it's just not sticking to me anymore. I just see right through it. I see right through the agendas they want to make, which, hey, I'm all about inclusiveness and agenda. But the way they shoehorn it in is so preachy compared to old Trek. Old Trek could disguise it in excellent ways. That, hey, yeah, if the average viewer had their brain off, they weren't going to pick up on it. But the people who had the brains on would. And perhaps have their own thoughts that would change the way they treat others and so on. This new Trek is just, it's a shell. Strange New World seems to be going to a better direction. It's episodic. And yes, they're going to borrow a lot from Star Trek and the Orville, I fear. But so many stories have been told before, and it's kind of hard not to be similar. So, Picard Season 3, they got this writer who did the first 2 episodes of Picard Season 2. I hope it's good, man. I really do. This whole cast we wanted back together from the beginning. And I don't know if it was Stewart's ego or what. But I just, from the beginning, I thought, God, what an egotistical thing. Star Trek, Picard. It's like, Picard was great, but on his own? It's just a mess. I'm so upset and disappointed. I don't know. I hate to be a bummer. I really do. I have to be honest. I can't. I can't be honest, or I can't be dishonest about how I feel. It's garbage. This whole creative team, Kurtzman, I'm not a huge fan of at all. I don't think he's talented. I don't. He got in just the right way by knowing people, and that's it. It's going to take someone to control this universe, like a Kevin Feige, who is a Star Trek fan, but unfortunately he's busy with Marvel and probably Star Wars. If that happens, we need a fan, man. And really, honestly, we needed Seth MacFarlane, and he went on to do the Orville, which I'll say, on its own, I love it. I love the Orville. I think it's great. If he did Star Trek like that, I wouldn't like the humor, which is also why Lower Decks bothers me. I do like Lower Decks, but the whole humor aspect, it's still hard for me to like. Yeah, this is Star Trek. It's not. It's not Star Trek. It's not. I'm sorry. It's just not. And I haven't finished all of, the Nickelodeon show. I keep forgetting about. I know it's bad, isn't it? But most Trek I've watched, I did not like the short Treks. I thought those were a waste of time and garbage. The only good one, I think, was Calypso, I believe. That was pretty decent, I thought. But again, they've kind of screwed up the order of things with that. So I don't understand it. I don't. So, well, I'm sorry. I couldn't wait to rant about this. Just a whole venting process. You're my therapy. I don't know. But stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more upbeat stuff coming about Star Trek. We got some more news to report. And we're going to do some episode discussions and comparisons. So we got a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline. But yeah, obviously this is current stuff. It just came out today. This is Thursday. I will watch it again, to be fair. But my initial reactions have not been good. These last 2 episodes, I've literally been screaming at my phone. I just so disappointed. And I want to love this stuff. I really do. And I envy any of you out there who are all on board. It just doesn't feel right. The writing's terrible. It's just god awful. And I look forward to hearing Steve's opinions on this too. So yeah, we'll do a recap on the next show, but we'll also have some news, some more upbeat material. It's just such a waste, man. You had John Delancey come back. I wanted to like it. And I think that was some distractions they threw at you. You know, the dude on the bus from Voyage Home, like, cool, but I don't know. Gary 7. Picard knows everything about Kirk's Enterprise all of a sudden. Yes, Kirk's Enterprise did that. I don't know. Live long and prosper, my friends. And until next time, I'm Josh. Peace out.